Do you have a loved one who is struggling physically or emotionally or spiritually or financially? Somebody you care about, a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a son or daughter, a grandson, a granddaughter? Is there somebody whose situation is desperate? I want to encourage you, there is a God who can answer the prayers, the desperate prayers of a desperate person, but often you have to keep on praying until something happens. The answer doesn't come right away. The answer takes a while to get broken through to really make a difference for that person. I love this story in Matthew 15. It's about a lady, a Canaanite woman. She wasn't even Jewish. She'd heard about Jesus being a healer. Her daughter was demonized and tortured by the enemy, and she wanted her daughter to be set free. So she came to Jesus and she asked him for help. She said to him, a good prayer. She said to him, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David. My daughter is severely demonized." Yet he didn't respond. Have you ever prayed a prayer that you believe God wanted you to pray? Has your heart ever been broken and you cried out to God and nothing seemed to happen? Well, that's what happened to her. But she didn't give up. She came back, and when he didn't respond, she kept bothering his disciples. She kept coming after them. She kept pursuing them. Get him to do something. Get him to do something. Get Jesus to heal my daughter. But he still refused. Well, then she was getting really desperate, and she went back and she asked again. And she said, "Lord, help me." And he said, "It's not good to take the children's bread and throw it to the little dogs." That was a little put down the Jews had of the non-Jews, and it was sort of a theological thing that he's basically saying, I'm supposed to be here for the Jewish nation right now, not for the non-Jews. I can't help you. But she refused to give up. She refused to give up, and she said to him, "Yes, Lord, yet even the little dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table." Hey, I'm not giving up. I want something. I want you to do something. I know you're able. I know you're good. I know you're powerful. I know you can do this, and I'm not giving up until you answer my prayer. I'm not giving up until there is a change in my daughter's life. Well, that was what it took, because Jesus says to her in verse 20, she says, "I'm not giving up," and Jesus answered her in verse 28, "O woman, great is your faith. Let it be to you as you desire." And her daughter was healed that very hour. What if she'd given up after the first time she came to Jesus and didn't get an answer? What if she'd given up after she bothered his disciples over and over and over and didn't get an answer? What if she'd given up? If she'd come to him and just got a theological thing that didn't do any good? Well, she refused to give up. She prayed until something happened. And Jesus responded, and he responded to her persistent faith. You see, what God wants to see in all of our lives, what we're doing down here right now is basically a testing ground, and it's a test of our faith. Are we going to believe God? Are we going to believe God is good? Are we going to believe God is able? Are we going to believe God is willing? Are we going to believe God is answered? And sometimes your faith, there's the type of faith that gets answered right away. Those are certain situations. But then there's other situations where real faith is persistent. It keeps coming. It keeps praying. It keeps pursuing God until something happens. My story is, I got saved when I was 16. I prayed 5 years for my mom to be saved. It took 5 years for that answer to come. I prayed for my sister 30 years before she came back to God. My mom, after she got saved, was on fire for God. My sister, after she came back to God, been on fire for God ever since. Can you imagine praying for something 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and not seeing an answer? Glad I didn't give up. Glad my parents didn't give up praying for my sister. Sometimes you just got to pray until something happens. I want to invite you. We're inviting all our friends from all over the world to join us the first 21 days of January for 21 days of prayer, where we get more people praying more often, more together, from all over the world, more prayers, more intensely, for the first 21 days of January 2024. We're calling it 21 Days of Prayer. You can register, and I wish you would register today at this website, www.21daysprayer, 21daysprayer.org. Thank you very much, and pray until something happens. This is Dave Early, and if you like this type of practical, simple, clear Bible teaching, we do this every day. These videos are available every day on Facebook and YouTube. Like our page on Facebook, follow us every day, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to help you be a person where God makes a difference in your life and you make a difference in somebody else's.